Okay, for my hota activism project, I did, my topic was surrounding climate change in regards to the overusage of animal products and the consumption of animal products as well. Um, so for me, this mattered because as a student taking environmental studies, I learned that a lot of things can impact the environment, and there's only a limited amount of time until those different things that we as people developed and accumulate over time will have a detrimental impact on the environment, as it's already been seeing happened in regards to climate change and global warming and all that. And so for me, in the process of researching, I went through and I tried to find what I thought that I could personally do in regards to how I can change that, or how I can make an impact in a positive way to reduce my impact on the environment and on the climate change. And so for me, it was a diet. So I believe that a diet is an easy thing to change. And so when if it's like available to someone, like people in America, there's easier access for some people. So for me, there was easier access to change my diet. And so when I was researching the differences in how different dietary restrictions can impact the environment, and it saw that people who were primarily meat eaters and only consumed a higher amount of animal products did contribute more to carbon emissions because of the amount of resources needed to create that piece of meat and then get it to a person. And so when I was looking through that, I tried to see the difference in the balances and the kind of outweigh which one has a greater impact on the environment in a negative way. And so I saw that predominantly meat eaters and meat consumers and animal product consumers did create a giant amount of carbon emissions as opposed to people who were vegan or vegetarian. Now, I also saw that there wasn't a significant difference in being vegetarian and being vegan. There was a difference, yes, I will acclaim to that, but there wasn't a ginormous difference into where I thought there was, for me to personally go all the way vegan. And so one thing that I did and that I learned from this was that I changed my diet. And so I cut off meat. And so I didn't eat any. And I saw that it wasn't that hard. And there are some restrictions to what I had originally known. But other than that, I saw that for me, it impacted me personally, ethically and environmentally, in terms of animals and also the environment. And I want to have the opportunity to have a possibly healthy earth, or healthy as it can be, even if just one thing is reduced. And if you can make tiny steps, then that's fine. And for me, that was the one thing that I can do, is I can make tiny steps and reduce my carbon emissions by consuming less animal products. So for me, that was easier. What I believe, as young people, we can make a difference in addressing problems in our society. I believe that we can make a difference by posting on social media and creating awareness, not just saying, oh, you have to do this because I said so, but no, providing facts and information to others, like I did on my social media accounts and my posts. I provided the different statistics, and I open the discussion to what you can do and how you don't have to fully go plant-based to make a difference, but there are tiny steps that you can do towards making a difference. And by providing people those facts and those informations, you are able to allow them to make their own decisions and how they can make a small reduction in their own negative impacts on the environment. And for me, I thought that was the best thing to do, and that's how young people can make a difference. And I told people, and I was like, this is why it is impactful, and this is why it's a good thing to reduce your animal consumption. And so for my action, I personally went vegetarian, and then I also created a social media page called Pledge for a Day, where you pledge a day to go plant-based, or not plant-based, but reduce your animal consumption. And so for me, it was something that I took into initiative, and I know other people that were already vegetarian or vegan were on board for my decisions and also vouched for me, in addition to other people that thought that it was an interesting idea, and that also were into the concept of just changing at least one day and changing your diet and how that can make a positive impact on the environment. So that was my activism project, and I encourage other people to join. It's Pledge for a Day on Instagram, and it's not very hard just to reduce just a little bit of meat consumption. You don't have to fully stop eating meat to make a difference. You can just change that giant piece of steak for a tiny piece of meat, or a huge like 2-pound Whopper or whatever for half a pounder. You know, little things like that do make a difference, and I believe that anyone can do it. And if anything, it can be better for you in the long run health-wise if you have the means and the budget to do so. If not, then, you know, little things can help as well. Just kind of maybe more vegetable consumption and grains, and just a little bit less meat. Don't need to buy all kinds of alternative meats and all that to make a difference. You just have to make little steps at a time, and I think that's helpful. So yeah.